I think you and I both have the same feelings about the Dolphins to a degree. We love the team. We love Mike McDaniel. We love some of the things Tua has done. He's certainly gotten better, right? There's no doubt about that. We've talked about the toughness and the grittiness of the football team that has to improve. And of course, they talk about it all the time too, right? But, my problem with the Tua contract is, one, it feels, self-gratuitous, right? For Chris Greer and company. Like, hey, we drafted this guy. Oh, look, we're going to double down. Look at it. We did a good job. Now he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in football. Oh, yeah, we got one of the best ones. And my thing, and what I've said to a few people is, who the hell out there is going to pay Tua $53 million? Who? You know it. I know it. Nobody. If he was a free agent, he would not get $53 million from any team out there. So why do you give it to him? And then here my biggest thing, Mike, and I think my biggest shock here and of everything, when I really started to think about it, I went, wait, the highest paid guy on your football team cannot be the biggest problem or a top 3 biggest problem in a big football game late in December and January. That doesn't match up. Wait, he's the highest paid guy in the team. Wait, but we got to play Buffalo and Kansas City late in the year, and we got to kind of organize the game plan around him so we can hide him and make him look a little bit better. That's not the highest paid guy on your football team. You should never have to do those things for your highest paid player on your football team. So I think that's where the rubber meets the road for me, and I am surprised by it.
You make a great point, and we've made this point in the past. How much would a Tua Tagovailoa have gotten on the open market? How much would a Jordan Love, for that matter, have gotten on the open market? We don't know, and we won't know. And look, we saw Kirk Cousins hit the open market, and he got a $45 million per year deal with $100 million essentially fully guaranteed at signing. But 53-1 for Tua, if he had been a free agent next year, I don't know about that. Jordan Love, 55, if he had been a free agent next year, I don't know. And a lot of it would have depended upon what they did this year. We don't know how a contract year would have gone for those guys,
right,
and what it would have meant come next year. But the Dolphins decided at the end of the day, and like you said, self-fulfilling prophecy, Chris Greer, who drafted Tua Tagovailoa, propping him up. This is what the market is. Tua said it himself back in June. The market is the market. And I said, his people are pushing for a market level deal, something that starts with a 5. New money, it starts with a 5. Total value, it's still $47 million a year. That's still a hell of a lot of money as quarterbacks go. And again, the Dolphins made a 3-year commitment. Chris, one of the things I'm looking for in these contracts now, where's the escape hatch for the team? The Raiders had it after 1 year with Derek Carr, and they took it. The Seahawks had it after 1 year with Geno Smith. They didn't take it. The escape hatch for Tua is 3 years. That is a hell of a commitment to make, because he regresses this year. He gets injured this year. He doesn't play more than half the games this year. That's going to look like a mistake of a contract.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we talked about this a lot, right? This is one of those things where I'd go, I would have wanted to see, another bulk of work. Can he stay healthy? Where does it go from there? What's the level in which he can play? And that's where I'd like, again, when you brought up, hey, we don't know how this year would end up and all that. Tua was the highest rated quarterback in football last year, top 2. We know what Tua is. He's not going to change. It's not going to be like, oh my gosh, he runs 4.5 now. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, his arm is like Josh Allen now. Man, I've changed my thought on him. We've seen enough to know what it is. He plays small in the pocket. He doesn't escape the pocket and make very many plays off schedule. He doesn't play well in the pocket when the pocket collapses and he's got to make throws to people around him. And as we know, he can't make a lot of power throws, and that's needed in the NFL game, and especially against the good defenses in bad elements. I mean, again, the biggest problem with the wild card, AFC wild card game this year, we all went in the game. The biggest thing we all talked about, how's Tua going to throw in the cold weather? What's Tua going to be like? And now he's the highest paid guy on the football team. So that's a little crazy to me, as you can hear in my voice.
There's an incentive package in the deal that isn't a ton of money, but he doesn't get a penny unless he wins a playoff game, something neither he nor the team have done. The team hasn't done it in 24 years. He's 0 for 2. He didn't even play in the wild card game 2 years ago because he had his, 4th concussion of the season and was shut down for the year. So, we saw him bulk up last year. and learn how to protect himself. This year, he's lost a lot of weight. Will he be able to protect himself? He's got that financial security now. He might play with a little reckless abandon that gets him in trouble. I think that look, they did what they had to do. They felt like they had to do it. Good for Tua to get paid. Somebody's got to get that money. I just wonder how this is going to play out, especially when the best guy on the team, Chris, is trying to get himself a new contract in Tyreek Hill. He hasn't been able to get it yet. And he's getting less than $20 million this year, and he's looking at the quarterback who's got new money average of 53-1. I imagine at some level Tyreek Hill's a little frustrated with what's going on.
No doubt about it. I got to think he is. I'm not in the screen. I hope you can hear me. Somebody turned my lights off back at NBC, so I had to get up and adjust there.
I hear you.
All right, good. Yeah, they turned my lights off as they were trying to adjust something there. But either way, how could Tyreek not be frustrated to a degree, right? That's a broader conversation. I know we're going to talk about some receivers here in a few minutes, and maybe we'll hit on it again there. But it goes back to the conversations we've always had. I mean, who's the key to that offense? Who's the guy we didn't have a worry about in the AFC wildcard game or in any game they play? Oh, yeah, that's right. The best player on their team, Tyreek Hill. And, yeah, of course he's got to be frustrated. He's going, wait. Again, it goes back to our old Matt Ryan, Julio Jones conversation. Like, all right, wait, he's 2 times better than me? He throws me the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I run for 80, and he's getting all the money? So, yeah, he's not going to be happy with that, let alone with some of these other wide receiver contracts that are out there right now.
I think Tyreek's really caught in a jam here, and he
Tough
knows
spot.
He can't do what he did in Kansas City and get traded again. He said he told his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, don't get me traded again. Dude, you got yourself traded because behind the scenes you were wearing them out, and they threw their hands up in the air and said, let's just try this without him. And they've won every Super Bowl that's been played since they traded him. He didn't want that outcome. But I wonder if there's a disconnect between how he's acting publicly and how he's acting privately, because he's got to be irritated. And I don't know what the Dolphins are going to do. I think at most they'll move some of the fake money from 2026 into 2024. I don't think they're going to give him an extension. I don't think he's going to be able to say he's making $35 million a year in new money to match Justin Jefferson. This is something that has been obscured by the Tua contract, but I don't think it goes away. And it just makes you wonder, just like all that stuff was happening behind the scenes his last year in Kansas City, what's he saying in the locker room? What's he saying privately to Mike McDaniel? How much extra work are they putting in to keep him from erupting and demanding that he be compensated accordingly, because it is skewed right now with Tua and Tyreek. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.